My name is Hilda Homsem Francois, welcoming you to this special report on Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Television. The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria proposed a three-story building secretariat to further strengthen agriculture in the country. During the commissioning of the Phase 1 building, the Honorable Minister approved the upgrading of the structure as suggested and as obtained in other advanced countries where agricultural transactions are in a one-stop shop, hence as to accommodate foreign expatriates around the world and to transform agriculture in Africa.
We advertise for our 2021 project. That is supposed to house the administrative block. And the initial design was a 3-story building based on the money we had with us. And so we decided to design it based on what we think the release was going to be. So it was a 3-story building. And if you look at that 3-story building, it was our estimate was expected to be at about 500 or thereabout. But unfortunately, when we look at the design, the advice there was that there should be a lift. So the money now jumped up to almost 600 or thereabout. I can't remember the figure. Now, based on the approval limit that we have, as at that time, no institute at the level of the CEO can give a contract that is more than 500 million. And the building was already shooting at that. So we decided that if we finish, we'll be able to take it to ministry so that we'll go to the ministerial tenders board. Now, we arrange everything for the commissioning of our building here, the ARCN building, the radio. Now, when we invited the Honorable Minister, while he was commissioning the building, we mentioned to him that he should come and bless this building by laying a foundation stone for us, so that immediately we have an understanding we should be able to issue out the contract and continue. We have a member of the National Assembly, Abdullah Isabi, a distinguished senator, who was our person here. I said their understanding is that this is a building that is supposed to host foreign donors, agricultural institutions like CORAF, like AATF, like CABI, and most likely Africa Rice, ILRI, and all the rest. That what happened in India is that they are always housed in their research institute, the governing body. So, and on hearing that, the Honorable Minister instantly said, if that is the case, he will try and assist by looking for money, but that we should take it to 5-story building. So with that in mind, that means the design even of the foundation has to change. And if it has to change, it will need a different design altogether. And so we went back to the consultants and requested that the consultants who designed that building should be able to redesign the building to make it a 5-story building. And since then, we have been battling with the development control to try and see if they can bring up a design that is acceptable. They now conveyed, the approval for the design that we are given. And this is the new design. So, yes, we have included that in this year's budget. But what we did was because of the size of our envelope, we are going to make it a rolling type of budget so that you keep on carrying it over until we are able to finish. That is one. The second thing there is that the cost of the building now has gone beyond 1 billion. But there is a new law that says that we can approve 1 billion, and then the ministry can go to 1 point something. Now the estimate has passed that level. So that means that we cannot even approve it here. It still has to go out to the ministerial tenders board. And I went there and I was thinking that it was something that we are going to be giving the go and say, do it. They said, no, we have to prepare the document and take it. So I was now left with two options. Number one option is, when we do the costing, do we advertise again for people to go and fill in and then bid afresh? The second one there is, why don't we call those who have bidded before? Because the name of the project is the same, the ERGP of the project is the same, people have already suffered to bid, the whole secret of the building is already available to some other people. We don't want a situation where fresh people will now come and capitalize on the time lapse and then take advantage of it. So I requested that the procurement officer should go to Bureau for Public Procurement and find out which of the options is there. They said, well, the two options are there, but from the point of view of morality, it will be okay for us to invite those who have bidded before to come and do the bidding. Then that means we are going to give them a different bidding document, and then, but we must maintain the time lag. That means no technical this thing. All we need to do as a matter of understanding is for them to just upgrade their papers, and then if they win, rather than going afresh. So I say, if that is the case, let us call you to come and collect this thing. But before then, let us have an understanding from among ourselves. If there is anybody that knows that the procedure may not be correct, so that we be on the same page with everybody. So that's why we decided to call the meeting. And I'm happy that a good number of you, and all, or almost all, are here to listen to us, and also let us take a joint decision so that everybody will. But because it is likely that we may not be able to contain ourselves within the estimate that we were thinking we can take, just like last time, immediately you reach the end of the submission of the bid, we'll call you, we'll open the bid, and then we will parcel everything together and take it to the ministry, so that the ministry will be able to determine who is the right person that will take the budget. But I also want to say, and more seriously too, that our budget is on the net. So people should be able to see how tiny our budget is, and that is how we are going to keep on rolling and rolling and rolling until we reach where we are supposed to be.
It is in this light that the procurement department decided to embark on a special bid briefing for latest information, and he was optimistic that the project will be achievable.
Today's proceeding is just a brief that the Executive Secretary directed that we should invite all bidders to give them a brief in respect of the change in scope of this activity. Actually, initially it was for a 3-story building, but now the scope has been changed to 5-story building. And that is why we call on the bidders that bidded in this lot that we advertised in 2021 to come forward and get a brief. And then we now reissue them with another bid document for them to submit within 4 weeks for us to continue with the process. And actually the challenges that I'm expecting on this one is the time. Actually, time is not on our side, and we intend to finish this activity on time so as to commence the project. Secondly is the approval stage. The approval stage has to go to the ministry. It's not the approval of this building is far beyond the ARCN approval limit. We have to take it further to ministerial standard for approval. That too is going to be a challenge, but by the special grace of God, when we reach the bridge, we'll cross. Another thing is the funding. Although the Executive Secretary has already explained that it's going to be a kind of a rolling activity. So it's going to be rolled over for as long as the project can end. So I do not foresee all the challenges are something that can be managed and it can be taken care of. But I foresee success in this building because the Executive Secretary is determined Whatever project he puts on, he ensures that this project are going to come to an end. I'm sure in no time, worst case scenario, within 2 years, this project will be completed.
Responding on behalf of the bidders, Mr. Peter thanked the House for the opportunity, while Dr. Chair gave the closing remark.
I commend this particular department for this development they've made so far. It's really impressive to find that you can be very meticulous to get things done in this right manner, especially considering morals. So I am of the opinion that what you did is perfectly right, and the suggestions you gave, you're almost taking a direction that looks fair to all. If we have come in initially and pre-qualified to quote for this bid, for the tenor in the previous case, and now there's a review of the scope, it will be fine, left to me, that we take the new scope and then quote according to what is required.
I want to thank all of you for being here this morning. The essence of this meeting, like he has said, is to rub mind so as to ensure that due process is followed in whatever we do and transparency, and that is what ARCN is known for. So please, like the procurement officer has mentioned, endeavor to keep within the time so that we are all on the same page. So on this note, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I wish you a safe journey for those of you that have come outside Abuja and those within Abuja until we see again.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more of our programs. I remain Hilda Homsem Francois.